What is going on, you cheeky monkeys? Welcome. Been a while for Student Body, right? Been about 4 or 5 weeks since I've done it. But we are T minus about 2 weeks and counting until teams that still have spring games will be kicking into their spring games, their spring programs. Student Body, right? Let me just change this. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me change it. There we go. But welcome. I'm Ryan Neff, your host here on the Cole County Entertainment Network. This one news and notes from around the world in college football. Philip Rivers' son, he is following his father's footsteps. He is committed to North Carolina State, so he will be part of the Wolfpack program. Gunnar Rivers, so good for him. A judge has denied Joey Aguilar eligibility. Joey Aguilar was vying for another year of eligibility. He's 24, by the way. Now, the judge has denied it. So we'll have to see if he appeals it. Curt Cignetti, he signed an extension. He will now average $13.2 million through the 2033 season. It's an increase per year from $11.6 million annually to $13.6. And usually when something like this happens, it goes to shit. But we'll see. Good coach. We'll see what happens. Unfortunately, sad news. This is a few days ago. Former Purdue NFL wide receiver Rondale Moore has passed away at the age of 25. He was found in the garage with a suspected self-inflicted gunshot wound. I don't know what type of issues he may have had. You'll never want to see something like this. That's why I say at the end of each of my shows, you see somebody struggling, inquire, ask questions, how you can get them help, how you can help. USC has gained a commitment from four-star wide receiver Quentin Hale. So he's committed to USC, be part of the 2027 recruiting class. Yes, programs will start recruiting players in 8th grade. I went over this last week. The two Georgia football players charged with the speeding. I would encourage anybody to go check out the transfer portal. It'll make your head spin. It's a joke. I said 5 years ago when they opened up Pandora's box, they were not going to be able to put the lid back on. Let me go to the recruiting rankings as of today. I'll go to 247sports.com. Right now, they still have USC ranked as the number one recruiting class for 2026. Alabama second, Oregon third, Ohio State fourth, Notre Dame fifth, Georgia sixth, Texas seventh, Tennessee eighth, Miami ninth, and Texas A&M 10th. They have Indiana 29th. They have my Gators 17th, up from 20th. Again, I don't know how much stock I put into it because you do not know how players are going to pan out. You can dip into the transfer portal now without having a fantastic recruiting class. Some of the teams have come out with their schedules. The schedules are set, basically. I will go to the ACC first, if you want to know what the ACC if it comes up here. I have briefly looked through it for the ACC. All the teams have their set schedules now. And I was running it down week to week. My Verizon pad's taking its good old time. Anybody who watches my shows know that technology has a way of shoving around a poker up my ass. Oh, here we go. ACC football schedule. So it all kicks off Saturday, August 29th, which is my birthday, by the way. Haha. Great birthday present. So you look at the week from the 29th all the way to September 5th. On August 29th, interesting game between North Carolina and TCU, out of conference matchup, which could be intriguing. NC State, Virginia, that same weekend is kind of intriguing. Colorado plays Georgia Tech Thursday, September 3rd, intriguing. And then Saturday, September the 5th, Clemson and LSU, obviously a big one out of conference. Louisville has to play Ole Miss. Those are the most intriguing matchups week one for me. Week number 2 in the ACC, as soon as it pops up here. Oh, Monday, September 7th, SMU plays Florida State, which is intriguing to me. See how Florida State responds after the season that they had last year. Week number 2, as I was taking a look at it, Saturday, September the 12th, Tennessee at Georgia Tech, out of conference, ACC, SEC. Intriguing. Illinois Duke, out of conference. Again, that's intriguing. And then the rest of them are shit, as far as week number 2 goes. Week number 3, Friday, September 18th, Miami is at Wake Forest, which is intriguing. Out of conference, Florida at Alabama. Intriguing. NC State at Vandy post Diego Pavia. We'll see how that goes. That's intriguing to me. North Carolina at Clemson. Always a good matchup. SMU at Louisville. Go a long way. And then the rest of the games are shit. Week number 4, Friday, September 25th, Clemson has to go cross country at Cal. That'll be interesting. And then the rest of the games that particular weekend all stink. Week number 5 in the ACC schedule, college football, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as it comes up here. And it's taking its good old time, as the circle just keeps going like this. I don't like buffering. I do not like buffer. And it's still spinning, so I might have to switch over to my phone. But again, it's taking its good old time here. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. Give me just 1 second. Do not know what the issue is. And it's doing the same thing on my phone. Oh, here we go. Oh, there it goes. So week number 5, ACC schedule-wise. Louisville at 8, NC State, intriguing. Miami at Clemson, intriguing. Notre Dame at North Carolina, And then the rest of the games are so-so. Week number 6 in the ACC. On Friday, October 9th, it'll be Florida State at Louisville. Always intriguing matchup. Duke at Georgia Tech should be fun. North Carolina at Pitt should be fun. And then the rest of the games stink. Week number 7. It'll be Florida State at Miami Saturday, October 17th. We know what that means to both teams. North Carolina at Duke. We know what that means. And then the rest of the games suck. Week number 8. Duke at Virginia, intriguing. And that's basically it. Week number 9 of the ACC schedule. Clemson at Florida State. We all know what that means to both those programs. Georgia Tech at Pittsburgh. Intriguing. And then the rest of the games stink. Week number 10 in the ACC football schedule this year. Friday, November 6th, it'll be Duke at NC State. Should be a decent matchup. Louisville at Georgia Tech, a decent matchup. Then on Saturday, November the 7th, Miami at Notre Dame will be a big one. I'm probably going to gather that will be a night game. Week number 11 ACC football schedule this year. Duke at Miami. That would pique my interest. Georgia Tech at Clemson. We all know what happened last year. Louisville at North Carolina. Then the rest of the games stink. Week number 12 ACC schedule 2026. Clemson at Duke. Always a tricky matchup. NC State at Florida State. We'll see. SMU at Notre Dame should be a good one. Week number 14. Friday, November 27th. It's a Friday game this year. Florida at Florida State. And then this is basically a rivalry weekend. It's out of conference. Georgia Tech, Georgia, Louisville, Kentucky, South Carolina, Clemson. So it's basically a rivalry weekend. And then that's it for the ACC schedule-wise. The American Football Conference schedule. Let's just go to the American. As soon as it comes up here. So week number 1 in the American, it's all non-conference, basically. Kind of the game that sort of piqued my interest was Tulane is at Duke. Non-conference. Week 1 in the American. It should be an interesting matchup. Week number 2 in said conference, I believe it'll probably be more of the same. It'll probably be more non-conference stuff as soon as it comes up here. Yeah, so it's basically all non-conference stuff. Verizon Pad is not happy. Week number 2, again, it's all non-conference stuff. The only game that sort of maybe intrigued me non-conference, Memphis at Boise State. Intriguing. Week number 3 is when we should start kicking off the conference. No, it's still all. So week number 3, you have some interesting matchups, obviously, non-conference slate. Texas San Antonio is at Texas. Tulane is at Kansas State. Tulane's playing a tough non-conference schedule. Well, North Texas is at Texas State. Texas State had a good year last year by Texas State standards. Week number 4, Again, all non-conference. No intriguing matchups there. And then we get to week number 5. Week number 5 is, yes, here we go. In the American. And actually, they've only got the schedule out from week 1 to week 4 in the American Football Conference. So interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, let's do the Big 12 for shits and giggles. Let's go down their schedule in the Big 12 for 2026. Again, I already mentioned North Carolina at TCU. Interesting matchup that first week. Colorado, Georgia Tech, another interesting matchup. You go along down the line, non-conference, and Baylor as playing Auburn. And that's in Atlanta, Georgia. So that'll be an interesting one. The rest of the games stink. Week number 2 in the Big 12. Heavy slate. A lot of it's non-conference, but there are some tasty matchups. Arkansas is at Utah. Missouri is at Kansas. Arizona State is at Texas A&M. Washington State is at Kansas State. Oregon's at Oklahoma State. Texas Tech at Oregon State. Iowa State at Iowa for the Cy-Hawk Trophy. The rest of the games stink. Arizona's at BYU. So that's a Big 12 matchup. Week number 3 in the Big 12 schedule. Still a lot of non-conference, but some tasty matchups. Tulane will be at Kansas State. Colorado's at Northwestern. Interesting one. Utah State at Utah. Sort of a mini rivalry game for them. West Virginia versus West Virginia. Okay. Houston at Texas Tech. And that's it. Week number 4. I believe week number 4 is when they start getting into the Big 12 conference play. Soon as it comes up. When it decides it wants to come up. I don't know what it is about the internet here, but it blows. I'm still waiting for it to come up here. Give me just a second. Technology. Still a lot of non-conference week 4, which is kind of surprising. Colorado's at Baylor. Conference game. Kansas City at Cincinnati. Conference game. Okay, some tasty matchups. TCU at UCF, tasty. Utah at Iowa State, tasty. Oklahoma State at West Virginia. Week number 5 in the Big 12. Baylor at Arizona State, always interesting. BYU at TCU, another interesting one. Texas Tech at Colorado. See how Colorado fares this time. West Virginia at Iowa State. Interesting to see how these teams do. Week number 6. The only one that really stands out to me is Iowa State will be at BYU that particular weekend. And now we're getting into the crux of the schedule. Week number 7 in the Big 12, Notre Dame is at BYU. We'll see how that goes. Arizona State at Texas Tech. That should be a good one. Kansas at Kansas State. I don't know how Kansas State or Kansas is going to be this year. TCU at Baylor. Okay. Utah at Colorado. We'll see. Post Kyle Winningham, by the way. He is at Michigan now. Saturday, October 24th, week 8, that particular weekend. Iowa State at Arizona. Should be a good one. Kansas State at Arizona State should be a good one. And the rest of them are Week number 9, Saturday, October 21st. Halloween's on a Saturday this year, ladies and gentlemen. So you can drink aplenty on Friday and Saturday. Arizona at Texas Tech. Arizona State at BYU. Utah at Cincinnati. All should be good matchups. Week number 10, Big 12 college football schedule. BYU at Utah. The Holy War. Always a good one. Tickets as low as $473 right now if you purchase them now. TCU at Arizona that particular week, that should not be a bad one. In West Virginia and Texas Tech. I'm going to be interested to see how Texas Tech improves upon the season that they had last year. In the playoffs, I thought Texas Tech and Georgia would play for the national championship, but Oregon had other ideas for Texas Tech, and Georgia did not. They underperformed. And then week 11, the Big 12 college football schedule. Utah at Arizona should be a decent one, and Cincinnati at Iowa State should be a decent one. November 12th. It would be November 21st, sorry. Week number 12. Arizona at Kansas State should be a decent one. Texas Tech at Baylor should be a decent one. And Utah at TCU should be another intriguing matchup. Then week 13, which is Thanksgiving weekend. You get basically all the rivalries, or some of them. You have Arizona State at Arizona. Cincinnati at BYU should be a good one. Kansas State at Iowa State should be a good one. TCU at Texas Tech. West Virginia at Utah. And therefore, thence, Fussly and Ergo as your Big 12 schedule for 2026. Gave you the recruiting rankings. I found this kind of interesting. ESPN, which is, they always look ahead to stuff, which I don't like to do. They came out with which teams nail the transfer portal. It says best college football transfer portal additions for top 25 teams. But that's not what I was looking for. I apologize. I'm still looking for it. I had it, then I lost it. Ugh, I had it, and then I lost it. Okay, I cannot find it. But they also came up with another key college football returning players for each top 25 team. Indiana, they've got Carter Smith, offensive tackle. Big anchor on that offensive line. Texas Longhorns, key player returning, Trevor Gooseby, offensive tackle, another key addition to that offensive line. Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the defense, key player retained Aiden Schuler, the safety, so he stayed put. Georgia Bulldogs key player retained running back Nate Frazier, so he's staying put. Oregon Ducks key player returning Dante Moore. Everybody thought he was going to go to the NFL, but he came back. Ohio State, Kenyatta Jackson Jr., defensive end, another big retained. Texas Tech, the cornerback Bryce Pollock. They retained him. Miami Hurricanes, running back Mark Fletcher Jr., who had a fantastic season last year. So he's not going anywhere. Ole Miss, huge retain Kawan Lacey, the running back, who had a fantastic season last year. Texas A&M Aggies, key player retained Des Ricks, the cornerback, anchors that secondary. For BYU, key player retained LJ Martin, running back. Had a great season last year. For Oklahoma, key player retained Isaiah Sategna III, the wide receiver who had a great game or a great season last year. For USC, key player retained Jaden I always screw it up. Mayava. Louisville, key player retained Isaac Brown, running back. Big retain. LSU Tigers, key player retained DJ Pickett, cornerback, who was one of the anchors in the secondary. For Iowa, key player retained Cade Piper, the center, key piece on the offensive line. SMU, key player retained PJ Williams, offensive tackle, who anchors that offensive line. Michigan, Bryce Underwood, quarterback, who did not go anywhere. Washington, key player retained Damon Williams Jr., quarterback, so he stayed put. And rounding out the top 20 of the TCU Horned Frogs, Ben Taylor Whitfield, offensive tackle. He is the anchor, one of them, to that offensive line. So I'm going to end it there, trying to get back into the thick of things here on Student Body Right. Like I said, forgot to mention this, as talking about spring ball, it is fast approaching as we are almost out of the month of February. I wanted to pull up, I saw some of the teams had their spring games scheduled. When it comes up here again, I don't know what's wrong with the internet around here. I'll have to revert to my phone. As I think I have it saved on here. Just to give you some of like Sunday, March 7th, which is only a couple of weeks away. William and Mary will have theirs. Sunday, March 28th, Nebraska and Clemson have their spring games. Saturday, April 4th, Georgia Southern has theirs. Friday, April 10th, Montana, Nevada, and Rice have theirs. Saturday, April 11th, is a big one for spring games. Florida, Purdue, Alabama, Central Arkansas, Temple, UConn, Colorado, FIU, Marshall, Syracuse, Kennesaw State, South Alabama, Tennessee, Western Carolina, and Western Kentucky have theirs. Friday, April 17th, Georgia State, Texas Tech, Army, and Florida Atlantic. Saturday, April 18th, another big day. Michigan State, East Carolina, Duke, Texas A&M, Auburn, Appalachian State, Delaware, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, Memphis, Michigan, North Texas, Ohio, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, San Jose State, Southern Miss, Vandy, Virginia, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, all have spring games. Later on in the month, South Florida has theirs Sunday, April 19th. Saturday, April 25th, James Madison, Notre Dame, Oregon, Arizona, Arkansas State, Charlotte, Louisiana, Minnesota, New Mexico, Oregon State, Penn State, Texas, San Antonio, Washington State, and Western Michigan. Washington is waiting until May 1st, and UCLA is waiting until May the 2nd. Yes. I'm going to end it there. I will get into some more stuff as we gradually go along. But hey, look, we're heading into March. We're about 5 months away from fall camp, summer camp. It will be fast approaching. We're almost out of this shitty winter. As it's been here in the Northeast, it's absolutely sucked. Cannot wait for warmer temperatures so I can get out and practice my shitty golf swing. So, with all that being said, I will see everybody at 7 p.m. here on the Cole County Entertainment Network for another edition of Early Evening Sports Buffet with the Ginch. I'll see you on the flip side.
Lights go.